once again, talking sports with Eric Bay. This time we're going to switch it over to the turf. And while the NFL season might be over, there's still plenty of action with free agency starting on March 18th. And especially in the quarterback category. You got some young guys, you got some old guys, and just so many different names teams could pick from.
Yeah, definitely a ton of big names here coming up on that quarterback market. I mean, obviously you have the GOAT, Tom Brady. He'll be on there. Drew Brees, not too shabby himself, a great career. Phillip Rivers as well, just three of those solid guys. And also you mentioned those young guys, the 1-2 picks in their draft, Jameis Winston, Marcus Mariota, also Dak Prescott. So tons of options if they do hit the open market, and that is the key. Obviously still a couple weeks away, and I don't think that Drew Brees or Tom Brady will go anywhere. I know Drew Brees is looking to stay in New Orleans, and there is speculation that Tom may head to Las Vegas, but really at this point in his career, I don't think it really makes much sense to try and see, who is the one that kind of stirs the drink there, whether it is Belichick or Brady. So I think obviously he's going to stay put, but Phillip Rivers could shake it up. Obviously he's on the outs in San Diego. And again, it'll all come down to the Cowboys here too. Lots of players to re-sign, and Dak is looking for 30 mil plus.
Now Dak is the one name on that list that really jumps out to myself, and especially you just mentioned it with the cap issues that the Cowboys could have, having to re-sign so many different players. What kind of troubles will that make? Especially, Amari Cooper, it's one of his top people he's looking for. It could totally change the dynamic of the team.
Yeah, you mentioned not only a lot of guys, but a lot of big guys who are key pieces. Obviously, Dak is your quarterback, so at this point, you don't have anybody really ready to replace him. He's a big deal, and you mentioned Amari Cooper, a great route runner, the #1 target there, great on those sideline balls, but also on the defensive side, Byron Jones, he's come into his own there on that defense, has kind of become their #1 lockdown corner, so all those guys are going to be looking for some big money, and I mean, Jerry Jones is obviously not shy about spending, but it's all about being able to fit under that cap, and it's going to be tough. I feel like at least one of those guys will have to go.
Now, we've talked about Amari Cooper. What about another wide receiver on this free agency list in A.J. Green? Obviously, the Bengals not doing the greatest the last little bit here, but with potentially getting Joe Burrow, how could this change, and signing A.J. Green would just be huge for their team.
Yeah, he's been big for them ever since he came into the league as a top 5 pick, and he's done exactly what he was supposed to. So it is tough. Again, you mentioned obviously a few down years with Andy Dalton there leading the Bengals, but Joe Burrow coming in potentially here could change that entire face of the franchise really, but it's all about, does he want to stick around for a potential rebound with that quarterback, or does he want to keep going? Because, it's not just the quarterback that is their issue. They have a ton of parts. Like, you don't lose that many games just on quarterback alone. So, again, tons of different pieces to fix here, so that'll be probably a 2 or 3 year process at least.
Now, for those teams that maybe don't get to sign the players that they quite wanted, the NFL Combine just took place, and there's a couple studs coming out of them, including one Canadian.
Actually, a couple Canadians I want to mention here, but yeah, there's obviously a few people that kind of sparked those eyes here with some great testing, and you look at Chase Claypool playing at the University of Notre Dame from Abbotsford, BC. He really jumped off the board, and he's a guy who showed elite speed, and he's got the package too, that 6'4", 230-pound plus body. So teams are looking for that anyways, but when you flash that speed, obviously that just makes it that much better because he'll be great for those 50-50 balls against smaller corners. And another guy too is Neville Gallimore, who played DT at Oklahoma, and he's been great throughout his college career and ran a very quick 40, which teams are looking in. 304 pounds up the middle. He's obviously a guy too that could be a day 2, maybe even day 3 option for teams.
Now, when you get a guy that big running that fast at you, I would be pretty terrified myself. I can't even imagine for those NFL quarterbacks. One guy that really stood out for me was punter Michael Turk, who had 25 reps on the bench press, pushing 225 pounds. Lots of linebackers, tight ends, even D linemen don't get the numbers that he put up there.
D lineman, he beat a few O linemen too, are looking to be first round picks here in the draft. So obviously very impressive, and whatever team drafts him might want to change those rules and be better off with him just hucking that ball downfield instead of kicking, because he's got obviously that upper body strength.
Now, I guess with some of those players getting less reps than a punter, how much does that affect their draft stock?
It all depends really on how they test in other areas, I would say, because the linemen that I was kind of thinking of there, that Mekhi Becton and Tristan Wirfs, they ran very fast 40 times, so they do have that athleticism there as well. So I think it all depends, not just the bench press, but how you kind of do it in a whole bunch of different categories and look at the entire day. I don't think it should affect it too much for those guys.
Well, NFL free agency starts March 18th, and I guess we'll see how it plays out for those NFL teams.